this who we are concept is ongoing, it's something, it's a concept that keeps changing. It's not a set definition, but who you are, right, is not just this life, what you did, what kind of a degree you have, what kind of background, what kind of career you had before. It has, right, everything to do with everything you have ever done, right? But that is not something we remember. We don't, right? We only can remember things that are happening, not even when we're children, right? It's a very recent things we can remember. So what to do, right? We don't remember what lessons that we carried. So that's what the hypnosis, right, can play a very important role, right, in this kind of healing, or right, using the regression, right, to let people know that. But let's say, right, I want to talk about things that if we don't do hypnosis, then what, right? Hypnosis is a powerful tool, and it's giving us like a shortcut. In a couple hours, you can really understand who you kind of, not 100%, but right, you have much better understanding of who you are and why you're here and what your purpose is, right? What lessons you, right, decide to learn in this life, right? But let's say if we don't know hypnosis, right? We still need to understand the concept, and not everyone, it's not going to be everyone is going to do a hypnosis session, right? And also after the session, then what? You might have other challenges, right? Every time, right? It's like, oh, why this happened, right? Right? What is the meaning behind? And so we need to understand the concept. The concept is, right, if you are experiencing that and you don't like, right, this current state of being, right, that you always, right, try to seek any evidence to show either this is the case or this is not the case, and this is, right, and how to change that, right? The question is, without anything, can we change ourselves? Yes, very possible, but it's much harder. Right, so it's to basically to change what? To not change, yes, it's a change, of course. If we want to learn something, we have to change ourselves, right? But change what? Change if we don't have hypnosis session, but we still understand we came here to learn something, right? And this definitely, right, is very clearly shows this is one of the lessons you are trying to learn from this, whatever is happening. Right? And so it's like, okay, how can I stop myself doubting, right? Or how can I stop myself? I try to prove, right? This is see, I know the worst case scenario is this, and I think it's happening. It's going to happen sooner or later, right? Believe me, I have been there, done that. Just maybe not very long time, maybe for a short period of time. And it's a very bad feeling. It's not a good feeling, right? So how to change, right? I'm asking you, I'm asking myself. So, right, let's say without any healing, because not everyone will have access to, right, this kind of a modality all the time, right? Some country, they don't have that. They don't even know this concept. So just, right, say, okay, I don't like this. I don't want to feel this way. And try to observe and try to, right, say to myself, like, look, this is what's happening. And I know after this, something worse than this will happen, right? So it keeps going, yeah. But think about it, like the worst case scenario, what will happen, right? That is, that person will leave, right? Will disappear, will never show up, right? And I will have zero contact with that person. Think about that. That nothing can be worse than that. If that happens, means what? How I'm going to feel? Not good, because I'm alone, right? But so then you go deeper. Why I need, right, to be in the relationship? What I'm looking for? What I'm looking for? I'm looking for this person to do something for me, right? Let's say, oh, I just need a company. What's wrong with that? Of course, I'm not saying right or wrong, right? So you need a company. Okay. So it's like, right? But you did not have that person before, right? But somehow you feel okay, now I know this person. Now we're together. And now, because of this, right, we have to be together. Otherwise, it's not good, right? So when you are not with anyone, you felt miserable. That's what you just said. So then go there, right? Whatever you don't want to think about it, we really have to think about it, right? Because for you to understand this, to know, right? Otherwise, after the session, you can feel good because you understand more of who you are, but it can happen again. So I have to find the root cause is it's not even this person. You kind of know, right? Why you are miserable. When you say I'm a miserable, what it makes you feel that way is because I'm not with anyone. Is that right? But when you are a teenager, let's say before you, right, are in a relationship, any type of relationship, you can say I have a relationship forever, right? So let's say when you're 12, 15. So when you started having romantic relationship. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So before that, let's say when you're 18, you were fine. Can I say? Okay. So tell me about. Wow. Okay. So now it seems a little bit a different situation. That right. So relationship is so important to you. To be with someone, to have friends, right? So important. You almost cannot live without. Yeah. Okay. So this, right, is kind of clear. This is hard. There's no other way you can change unless you really do this kind of right, healing, because this is very strong. How to say? It's a heavy. You did not carry something light. You carry something very heavy. Is right. The soul says, "I'm gonna experience this. I need this. I need something. Without this, I will not feel good," right? And but it seems like, oh, that's the experience I'm supposed to have is to be with someone. No, it looks like that, but it's what I can do. The whole right reason behind this life can be what I can do to feel good without. You see, that's hard because you so want something. You don't even know why. Or do you know why? You just feel like I'm not complete if I'm right, don't have friends. Yeah, yeah. And you don't know why, right? There's no like something happened, made you feel, oh, with friends is better than without, right? It's not like that. It's just as soon as you can remember things, you feel like you just said why you cannot have friends what other people do. So this is I never heard such thing, but I can understand why you feel deeply, right? That you need to be with someone, and this need seems is so strong, right? There's nothing to negotiate, right? I need it, right? I need air, or I need food, right? It's not something like it's optional, right? Okay, so this, right? Because if it's not like this, and then we can talk about, right, the concept, what we can do, right, without any healing. But now, this, again, definitely there are people are experiencing what you are experiencing without knowing there's any healing modality can help, right? Why I want to talk about this? Because I want people to really understand what healing is about. Because healing is doing this, it's just giving you a push to do the same thing, right? It's like you cannot do it on your own. Let's say you cannot ride a bicycle unless someone is holding the bicycle, right? Make sure, right, you're not gonna fall. So, so, right, what comes out from me, right? I have to say, not because I want to say from my mind. I need to say things is from my higher self. So, the only way people can do that, right? Anyone can do that is just trust the higher self, right? So what is this? What is the true, right? What the soul is expecting us to do, yeah? What are we supposed to do when we are in this kind of state of being, yeah? Okay, so let me ask you this. So when you're not with anyone, when you said you felt miserable, what that feeling is? Describe that feeling. Yeah. hold on. Okay. So, okay. And so let's say if you don't do anything, right? This, you said it, it's, your mind is like blank. So you cannot do anything. Oh, yeah. I see. This is does not happen all the time, that I almost feel like I have a lot of things I can talk about, but I feel it's not really for your situation. Wow. So it seems like the universe, right, is telling you to use this modality to change, because otherwise, no matter how much you learn, how much you understand, you still cannot stop feeling this way. Yeah, I see. Well, this is the first time on the phone that I'm just listening to you. There's nothing comes out, because I feel if I say, oh, I know what you can do at this point, right? If you don't do the right this type of therapy, nothing so far comes out. Because I do feel what you feel. I of course not the same way, but I can kind of put myself in your shoes and feel that pain. Right, right. So I talked to hundreds of people. I never had this kind of experience after I'm listening. And I just say, all I can say is come to the office. I know the hypnosis is very powerful and can really show you, right, why you need to experience this and what is the lesson. The lesson is, let's say, not to have this attachment to anyone, but I cannot say how you can really change the way, change your perspective, right? I think when you experience the part before you came to Earth, right? You made this agreement with, right? Can be with the people you are going to meet with, right? And basically you said, this time I'm going to experience that I'm going to feel the pain all the time when I'm not with anyone, and when I am with someone, to truly understand what relationship is about. I was just going to say something. I think the lesson is really to learn what you can do to live with joy and peace without anyone, right? But how is very hard for you, right? And that is the goal, is, right, live without anyone. You don't even need one friend, but you can do that. That's what you believed before you came to Earth, right? And how? Let's say I do have an answer without any modality, right? Is just do so. It's like drugs. Is this a right addiction? Just never, right? Very rarely you hear people say I'm addicted to friends. It's just very similar, right? Why people drink? Because they cannot live without. But what to do is, right, if you don't have anything, you don't have a rehab, right, you don't have any organization you can go, then you just do it, right? It's much harder. I have a friend, and right, I see him, it's just doing this once a while, going to rehab. But he's not, I don't want to ask him to do, right, the session with me. Actually, we did it once, but not focus on that. Because I didn't not even know myself, and until now I know. And but it's not, right, it's not too severe, his symptom, right? But it's the same concept, right? Same concept. So this time the rehab is, right, this hypnotherapy. And hopefully this, right, is not something that you need to do it again and again. Otherwise you have to do without, that's it. Because that's so far, I cannot think of any other way, like, right, what I can suggest you. Go ahead. There is not how. All those are not important, because we can never figure out how, right? But you need to change the state of being first, because right now, nothing good can happen from this. There's no soil for anything else to grow. Do you agree with me?